Hey, Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel here. A shout out to drone enthusiasts everywhere, and as always, a shout out to all of my friends at the Drone Seekers. Hey, today I've got the Fimi A3 that I'm going to try and get up in the air. As you might recall, it's been a couple of months since I've attempted to fly this drone. When I flew it last time, as soon as I got it up to altitude, I had issues with the lens fogging up, which is a common issue with this drone. A lot of people have that problem. So there's a fix, I guess, where you pry the lens cover off and you put some sealant around the lens and then glue the lens cover back on. I gotta tell you, I'm just not the guy that's talented enough to do that. I'm just not. That kind of detail work eludes me. So what I did was I just stuck it back in the box for a couple months, but I put about 10 of those silica gel packs in there. To whatever moisture there might have been in there, hopefully it dries it out. And I realize it's under that lens, but I don't know, somehow it got in there. I have no idea. I'm not the technical guy, I'm not the expert. But one of the commenters online suggested that, so I figured, hey, it was worth a shot. So that's what I did. So we'll take it up today, and we'll take it up to altitude, and we'll see if that helps us with our issue with the lens fogging up. Coincidentally, Dustin Dunhill just put out a video where he tried a range test with this drone, and I noticed on his, and he even noted it on screen, as soon as he took it up into the air, the lens fogged up on it. So it's a common problem with this drone. So hopefully, you know, I solved it with that silica gel. I really don't know, and I'm not really counting on it, but I figured it was worth a shot, because, you know, what do you buy photographic video drone for but to take good video? And if you can't do that, kind of what's the point of it? So other than that, as you might recall, there's a lot of things about this drone that I liked. Number one, it flies really good. It's a very stable drone. I have remarked in the past about how stable it was. And then it has the controller with the built-in screen, and that's kind of, you know, might seem like an advantage, but unfortunately it doesn't work well in the sun, and a lot of other reviewers have remarked on that too. But anyway, we can talk all about all that once we get it in the air. Let's put this baby in the air and we'll go from there. Just as a reminder, this is the issue that I was dealing with the Fimi A3. Notice how the lens slowly fogs up, and this snippet of video is from earlier this year. I think this was in early to mid-June, someplace around there, and you'll notice by the end of this video it's fogged up pretty good. Okay, so I'm fired up here, looking at the screen. It's going through a pre-flight check here, unable to enter GPS mode, so it's finding satellites, so we'll give it a second here. I noticed when I looked on UAV forecast that it didn't show that there were a lot of satellites. Well, it's got satellites now, so it's saying ready to take off. Press any key to exit. It's telling me the battery and the stick mode, etc. So then the next thing I'm going to do is, I know that you press the 5-way button here to start internal recording on the remote. So we're going to try that, and I'm going to see if I see anything different on the screen here when I do. Yeah, so there's an icon that started to blink, so that tells me I'm recording. So then I'm going to hold down this button right here to start recording on the aircraft. Yeah, and it's telling me it started recording. So looks like I got everything recorded. So I'm going to tilt this down so you can watch the takeoff. There we go. And then I am going to go into the menu here. I wish I could show it to you. Smart Flight. auto takeoff, and I'm clicking OK, and there it goes. I've got a little bit of a toilet bowl going on, very slight. So I'm not going to take any chances. I am going to bring it back down, and I'm going to do a compass calibration. Hopefully you can see that. So you guys probably won't be able to see this, but it says calibration success. So I'm going to get out of there, and we are going to go back up to Smart Flight. Let me start recording again. I'm going to yeah, so it looks, you can see it counting down there, so it's recording. I'm going to go ahead and whoop. Gimbal not ready, ready to take off now, it says. So let's try this again. Man, sorry about that. Auto takeoff. Okay. Yeah, and that's better. So whenever you see any kind of toilet bowl, and this was very minor, it was just a little bit, you need to do a calibration, and that seemed to cure it. So then again, I'm going to see if I can do the recording. Well, it's it's blinking on here, so I think I'm recording on this. Can't tell you for certain. We'll just go ahead and fly and find out. So let's go ahead and take it out here a little ways and get some altitude. And let's take it up here a ways. 120 meters is the limit. I think before, when I had it up this high, I was starting to get fog on the lens. We're up at 80 meters. It looks pretty darn clear on FPV here. We'll take it up over 100 meters. Yeah, so I am getting a little bit of breakup on FPV on the screen, but let's see if we can, wow, trying to do a slow yaw and no such thing. So we're just going to do a little yaw around here. Yeah, disconnected, returning to home. And, you know, I'm 24 meters from home, but 100 meters high. So I don't know. I'm looking for it up there. Yeah, so I've lost connection. Yeah, it's coming down. Now it returned to home. I guess we're not going to go very high with it. So I wonder if I can. I think I can get out of that by pressing the button here. Yeah, so it exited Smart Flight, so that exited it. So anyway, let's go ahead and fly it back out a ways. And you can see we dropped a lot of height. I'm just trying to fly it around here a little bit. It is so hard to see FPV on this thing, and I'm I really really don't want to take it out of the confines of the park here, because I just am not, I don't honestly, range wise and so forth, you saw us lose connection there, just height wise. Let's bring it back down. I'm going to yacht around here, facing back towards us. Drop the gimbal down. So there we are down there. Let's bring it around here, and let's see if we can do a pull away shot. So I'm gonna drop some altitude, raise the gimbal. You know, it actually flies pretty darn nice. I'm sure that hopefully there's a way to calibrate the controls. The yaw is just a little bit sensitive for my taste, so we're going to see if we can go backwards and up. One of my favorite shots with a drone. And there again, we're out there about 168 meters, and I'm losing a little bit of FPV here, so I don't want to get too carried away. It's starting to break up, so we're going to bring it back towards us. Maybe we'll try some smart flights. 5 minutes of video so far, so you know, not counting part of that we did earlier. Man, I'm finding that this thing is just easier to fly by line of sight almost than trying to look at FPV. So let's see what we got here. Put the camera back up. So I've noticed the little icon, so I was recording to the SD card in here, and the little icon that shows that quit blinking, so it tells me it stopped. I'm going to push the button and see if we can start it again. Yeah, there we go. So for some reason that stops, and I'm not exactly sure why. But we're recording again. Looks like we got 13 satellites. Let's go into Smart Flight. Follow me. Drone will follow the RC, so yeah, we better get some altitude, because no doubt we could walk it into something if we wanted to, but so I'm going to back it up and raise it up. So that should be high enough. Let's go a little higher, just to be on the safe side. Let's take a little walk. So I'll lose audio here, but we'll take a little walk. Okay, I'm back. So that worked really well. I'll probably put some narration in there when I edit this video, but yeah, I can't complain about that. And what I found is these ones that use the remote control for the follow me point seem to do pretty darn good. So and we're down to, I'm gonna hold this up and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know if the camera will focus on that or if you can even see it, but up in the top left hand corner you can see we're down to 11 volts and we got red on the battery. So that's one of those things, and it says the follow me mode is the RC, so that's what it's going to come back to. So anyway, while we still got some battery, let's get out of that. And I can't remember, I think there's a exit. Yeah, exit smart flight. There we go. Yeah, so that got us out of the so we're back in manual flight. Let's bring it down a little bit. I see it's got a droney mode. Let's try that, which we did one of those manually, but let's give it a shot here. You know, so far, the reason that we brought this out here was to check the clarity of the video, and it looks pretty darn good. So maybe the little silica gel packs might have done their job. Or, you know, you never know. It could just be conditions. So I'm going to go back into Smart Flight. And I'm going to go to Selfie mode, which I believe is a droney. I'm going to double check. Yeah, selfie mode. And click OK. And let's see what it does. Yeah, it's starting to pull back. So hopefully it won't go too far. We're kind of low on battery here. Okay, I am going to exit out of Smart Flight because I don't want it to go too far. So let's return to home. So I'm going to hit the return to home button. Yeah, auto returning. So if I understand it correctly, since we did that follow me, it's keying in on the remote, not where it took off from. But here it comes, and since we backed it up, it's coming back facing us. But I understand you can yaw it here, so let's give that a try. Yeah, you can. So as it's coming back, we're doing a yaw. I like that. So it's starting to come down here. So just I pressed the home button again and it got out of that. So let's we do need to land it because it's telling me it's time to land. So we are going to bring it back here a little bit and bring her down. Hopefully you can see that in the camera here. Let's bring it in here. We got a lawnmower coming in, so I think I better get this thing down and land it. Hey, okay, so we took the Fimi A3 out for a flight today. First time I'd got it out of the box in a couple of months. I must admit, I got pretty frustrated with it on the last flight. The Foggy video is just unacceptable. In other words, you cannot, the reason you buy a photography drone is to get good video, and if the lens is fogged up, obviously you're not going to get good video. As I said earlier, what I did is I put it in a box, bunch of silica gel packs in there. Whether that is what cleared it up, I have no idea. But it did seem, just looking at the FPV screen, which is difficult, the only way you're going to really see it is in the shade. If you're in direct sunlight, you're just not going to be able to see what you're doing. And I was under the picnic shelter here, so I was able to see that. But it did seem to clear it up. Now, is that a function of the weather today? It's a lot cooler today than the last time I flew it. It was a warmer day. Humidity out here, I have no idea what that is, so did any of that affect it? Maybe. I couldn't tell you. But I am happy that it looked to me like we got clear video. Now, I can't say that for certain until I look at what comes off the SD card when I get home. But you know, it did its job. You know, you saw we had a disconnection. I tried to take it up high because height is what causes the lens to fog up. I got up there, I don't know, a little over 100 meters, and I was out about 24 meters, I think, which should be far enough. Anyway, a Wi-Fi drone directly above you, you're liable to lose connection, but I thought I was out far enough that it shouldn't have. But anyway, lost connection and did a return to home. Wasn't that big a deal. Got it down, went out again and kept it at a lower level. No more disconnects, although I didn't go out of the confines of the park here. I didn't look at how many meters distant I was, but I don't think I was any more than 150 meters away at any given time. So, you know, that was, but which is okay. I mean, I just don't think you buy a drone like this if you're wanting to fly long distance. If that's what you want to do, this probably isn't the drone you should buy. We'll take a look at the video quality. We tried a couple of the Smart Flight features. They seem to work pretty good. The Follow Me was really good. And I've noticed that those Follow Me drones, when it's following the remote control, using that to follow, it works pretty good. The ones that are trying to use AI to remember, you know, an optical picture that you draw around yourself or square you draw around yourself, they tend to be a little bit more finicky. DJI is the one that seems to have that one down pat. But it worked well. And then the only other smart feature we did, other than return to home, is we did a what they call it selfie mode, which is basically a droney. We did a manual droney, and then we did one with the selfie mode. Worked perfect. We were low on battery, so I canceled it. I didn't want it to get out too far. I don't know how far out it would have gone, and I don't know where you would set the parameters to do that, but I canceled it before it got out too far, and we brought it back in. And when we brought it back in, as typical, when I came out here, they brought the lawnmowers out almost just as soon as I stepped on premises here, and the lawnmower was coming right by just as I was landing. And my intention was I was going to hover in front of the camera here a little bit, but I figured I better get it on the ground because the mower was right there. So we landed it on the concrete. A little bit of a hard landing, but that was probably my fault as much as anything. I was pretty anxious to get it on the ground and get it out of the way of that big lawnmower. So anyway, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And hey, I really appreciate you looking at this video. I mean, I know taking the time out of your day to watch a video, hey, I appreciate it. And hey, I guess, you know, thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one. Fimi A3, right there, 2-axis gimbal. Bye.